Hey guys, I've got another battle against someone off the Serbian chat room, and it was supposed to be a Yu-Yu match, but as you can see he brought a Kingdra, a Suicune, and an Infernape. And I'm using my new NU team, so he's going to lead with Kingdra and I'm going to lead with Lowbunny. And I'm going to go for the switcheroo, because I know that he's going to set up some rain dance, so I want to get him burned, because I'm thinking he's a physical attacker. So he goes in the Surf next turn, and I predicted a switch because I didn't know that he was a special one, and I went for an agility. Now this strategy here is to bat and pass into Marowak, but since I know that he's going to Surf, I'm going to bat and pass into my Lapras and absorb the water, but that speed boost didn't make much of a difference. So next turn he goes for a Dragon Pulse, and I take it really well, as I set up a curse. So now the rain is still in, but so my water attacks can be pretty powerful, and his water attacks are useless against me. So he decides to switch into his Raikou as I set up my second curse. So I know that he's going to outspeed me, so I'm just going to hit him with some Ice Shard and see how much it does after 2 curses. And it does pretty decent amount for Ice Shard. And he goes for T-Bolt, and I was pretty sure I could take it. And I saw the Life Orb right there, and then I just decided if I go for the Ice Shard, he's going to kill himself with the Life Orb. So that's what I decided to do, sacrifice my Lapras. But I get a crit, which was pretty unfortunate for him. So my Lapras is still in pretty good condition, and he's going to bring in his Infernape, and I thought he would predict a switch, and I stayed in and went for a rest. And after seeing the Flamethrower, I knew that he was a special attacker, so I think he might have Vacuum Wave, but he goes for a Nasty Plot. Now I'm just shitting myself. I know that I'm going to get totally raped right now with a Vacuum Wave, but for some reason he goes for a Flamethrower, and I thought that would still take me out, because +4 special attack, that will do a lot, and I take it pretty nicely for +4 special attack. So I go for a Waterfall, and he's going to survive with a Sash, and now I'm just going to Ice Shard him for the kill. And that will take out his Infernape. So Infernape will go down, and he's going to bring in Blastoise. Now Blastoise completely walls this set, so I was predicting a Toxic, so I went for the rest, but I saw a counter, so that wasn't good for me, and he went for the Icy Wind. Now after I seen the counter, I was pretty sure that that's his only attack. If he's going for the Icy Wind, that can really do damage to me. So I'm going to set up some curses, and he was just like, bring it on, I'm going to rape you. So I'm just going to keep cursing, and he's just going to keep countering until I wait for that attack, until I go for the Waterfall. But I'm just going to make sure that I have really high attack for this, and I just keep cursing, and then when I see his attack and defense will not go any higher, I decide to hit him with a Waterfall, and this, for some reason, it did absolutely fuck damage. And then counter does fuck damage as well, so, and then we're like epic fail. So I'm just gonna go for a rest, because I know that he doesn't have any healing moves, so I can just keep waterfalling, and he's going to keep countering, and I will eventually take him out. So now he decides to switch into his Suicune, and this Suicune I really didn't like, so I decided to switch, because I thought he would have Calm Mind and Hidden Power Electric, and he would just take advantage of me sleeping. So I bring in Lucas, the Specs X-Cloud, requested by him, and it does a decent amount of damage, considering that's a Suicune. And he's going to go for the Surf, and I take it, good. So I go for another stab specs hyper voice, and he's gonna go for another calm mind, and he's just gonna get some leftovers, and I'm gonna go for another hyper voice. So I predicted that he would soon rest, but he's using a hot gold set, so he goes for the recover. And recover really did screw me over, because if he had rest, I was pretty sure that this thing could take him out when he was sleeping, but now he decides to surf and finally take me down. So now I'm pretty stuck on what to go to, so I decided to bring in my Viper, Arbok, whatever the hell you want to call it, and he goes for the recover, which was great for me because that means I can flare him. So now that he's paralyzed, I decided to bring in my Trimecho. And if you haven't noticed yet, well, you will notice soon, he will not get the power hacks once. So yeah, I decided to knock off his leftovers, because that's really the best thing I can do at this point. And he's not getting the power hacks, which I hope he would do. So I bring in my low bunny and go for the agility and try and bat and pass it to my Marowak, and then try and take Suicune out and then outspeed the rest of his team. But guess what? He didn't get the power hacks. So now I decide to bring in Marowak and go for the double edge, because that's my most powerful move, and it did a lot of damage considering that he is max HP and max defense. But he doesn't get the power hacks again and surfs me. So I'm going to go into Survivor, and I'm going to go for some Poison Jab to see how much my stab move would do, and it doesn't do much. Well, it does absolutely shit. So I go for a Crunch, hoping that I'll get some flinch, and then he goes for the recover. Notice he's not getting the power hacks. And I go for the Stone Edge, and that doesn't do much either. And guess what? He doesn't get the power hacks. So he's going to surf me, and that will take my Arbok down. And now I'm left with Lapras, so he's going to switch, because he just doesn't want to play with that Suicune anymore. And I go for the Ice Shard, just to try and get as much damage as I can, and if that's a crit, Ice Shard will not take him down with using all my PP. So he goes for 2 Swords Dances, and I go for the Waterfall. And he goes for the X-Scissor. And question of the day, what is your favourite fossil Pokemon? Mine is Kabutops, because it has friggin' epic ability of Swift Swim. And that's just awesome. So yeah, he decides to run because I had challenged him to a Yu-Yu match, and he brought Suicune. He thought that it was pretty sad to sweep my team with a Suicune. So good game, comment, rate, subscribe, and send in request Pokemon. See you next time.